Good Tuesday morning to ya. Woo! I'm tired and I need to get some coffee in me. Good thing I have a cup with me. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Man, I have been getting to bed way later than I normally do, so we'll see if that keeps up through the week. I'm sure I'll have one night where I just need to crash, but yeah, last night we were up, I was up, we did a deep cleaning of the house, so we've got a guest coming in today, so of course had to clean a little bit for them to come out, but that's part of it. I think when people come to visit us here in Hawaii, I need to start charging like a resort fee to cover the cost of me cleaning and whatnot before they get here, I think. But yeah, glad people are getting the opportunity and actually coming out and visiting us, though. That's pretty awesome for both of us and them. And hopefully everyone that comes out enjoys their time with us and has a good time. We have been. So yeah, a friend will be here, I think about 10 days. So that'll be cool. It's nice when people come to town, because then it actually gets us out and we actually get out and do stuff. Because otherwise we're just kind of like, yeah, whatever. It's just kind of how we roll with it. But at the same time, it also kind of prevents us from being burned out when people do come out and they do want to go do stuff. We're like, yeah, we'll go do that. We haven't done that yet. It sounds like a good plan. So, double-edged sword. There's sometimes we're just like, maybe we should get out and do stuff, and we don't. We just sit at the house. But then it works out, because when people come to visit, we get out and do it with them. So there's that. Oh man, taking this other route again this morning. The map had it all blue, so no, it didn't look like it had any heavy traffic on it. Radio didn't mention that it had any wrecks or traffic on it, so outside of having red lights, it seemed to flow pretty well yesterday, so I figured I'd give it another shot. I also need to get gas, so I figure I'm gonna try and get closer to work to get gas, obviously, but just in case I hit some traffic and feel like I need to duck out and get some gas, I'm at least on a road that has more options as far as gas stations go, as opposed to me going and getting on the highway. I'd have been pretty much stuck on it. So yeah, hopefully this works out for me. It's a nice change of pace, nice change of scenery as well. Really don't drive down through this way much, so kind of just cruising through here, seeing different stuff, seeing if anything's changed. This bus in front of me, that's cool. Thought they had like a little turn-off thing. I guess not on this road. I guess they couldn't afford to build them little stopping areas. They just stop right on the road here, on this street. Most of the other streets, they at least have like a little cut in. Whatever. Didn't smash into the back of a bus, so that's good. Whew. Get a little bit of coffee in me now. Oh, yeah. Let's get around this bus. And a light. Good times. So yeah, I think we're gonna mention to my wife while our friend's here. She talked about wanting to scuba. was like, this might be a good time. See if she wants to go do like an intro to scuba diving. Now she wanted to go snorkeling, and so I mentioned, how about we go do an intro to scuba? It's been something I've been kind of interested in checking out. So hopefully gonna take a day or two off work at some point and maybe go do that and find someone to watch the kids. Seems like it'd be pretty fun. Part of me's like, I'd like to get certified while I'm here, but then part of me's like, how often am I really gonna get out and do it? I know you can join like the little clubs, like scuba diving clubs and stuff, and you can get your tanks and stuff and rent them for pretty cheap, and then go out on their chartered boats and stuff. That way you've got people to go with and stuff. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, how often am I really gonna do it? So I don't know, still up in the air on that one. So yeah, it'd be cool to do an intro to scuba, kind of see if it's something I'm that interested in, and kind of take it from there. So hopefully that works out where we can do that. I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, I think, what else are we doing? I think we're gonna actually go down to Waikiki, and I think our friend wants to do a surf lesson. I'm good. I'm not in well enough shape at the moment to learn to surf. I need to get back into running a little bit more, lifting a little bit more before I go try and put myself on a surfboard. I just kind of know my limitations right now, and trying to surf would just beat my butt right now. So we'll go down. I think we could do that on the weekend, take the kids down. We haven't went to Waikiki Beach since we've been here this time around. So it'd be kind of neat to go down there, just kind of walk around, check things out, that type of thing. Why I keep getting behind buses and slow cars this morning. And go. First sip of coffee in the morning, for some reason, just does not always taste right. It's something, I don't know what it is. Whatever. There's a lot of potholes back there, a lot of bumps. See how that comes out in the camera. See how the Osmo did as far as smoothing that out. Pretty rough right there for a moment. Oh man. Yeah. Sure, it's not bad coming in on. A little bit more traffic this morning, but it's doable. There. I could go for a donut this morning, but I'm not gonna do it unless someone else has some. Yeah, when I first started working at this job I'm at now, this place seemed like all the time people are bringing in food, especially like pastries and stuff like that. So it's like, dang man, I'm already fat. Quit making me fatter. I have no self-control around that stuff. But lately it's been good. I think everybody kind of realized, like, oh, we've been bringing a lot of food in, so kind of cut back a little bit. So that's been good. But there are some days I'm kind of like looking over on the table, like, anybody brought anything in? Anything over there? So I think we ended up with like 5 or 6 boxes of popcorn, and there was some like naturals. Your normal, whoever makes popcorn maker, but it was like naturals popcorn or something like that. But it was still, it was like natural sea salt probably. I mean, whatever. Really good popcorn. So I took a bag home, took some bags home to pop at home as well, because no one was eating it at work. And most microwaves these days have the popcorn button on it, so I'm pretty used to just tossing in the bag, hitting the popcorn button, and calling it a day. Well, my built-in microwave, I kept doing that, and it wasn't popping my popcorn. And like, it was just like basically just warming it up, like maybe one kernel would pop. So like 3 different times, I tried 3 different bags, and I tried like 3 different settings. I even stuck it in there and just turned it on 4 minutes at one point, and even then it only cooked half the bag, and I think most of it was burnt. So I had to settle to using Google to figure out how to cook popcorn in my microwave. Well, what it is, it's also like kind of doubles as a kind of like an oven as well. So it's got like one of those metal ceramic plates in the bottom of it. So I guess ultimately I had to take it out, put in my little plastic tray that you can cook bacon on, and come to find out you also use that to cook popcorn on. So I had to put that in there, boom, popcorn, button, made delicious popcorn. But yeah, I was like, I guess I've never had a microwave that had that metal plate in the bottom like that, so I didn't realize that that would not allow popcorn to pop. That makes sense. So yeah, wasted like 3 bags of popcorn trying to figure that out, but I ended up having some good popcorn, so I guess it worked out. I guess I figured it out before I ran out of popcorn, so that's good, right? But yeah, it's like, what in the world? Would have never thought that the type of tray was in the microwave would determine it being able to pop or not. A little rough through there. This poor road through here, man. I would hate to have to live or work off on this road. I have to commute it much more than I do, because, well, especially when they were building this monorail, like I'm calling it a monorail. I don't really know what its official name is. I don't know, but in my videos it's gonna be called a monorail. But like this road, like I said, it's a pretty busy road, and then building this thing through here, having to close lanes and all that stuff at times, no bueno. But looks like they've got most of it all finished through here. I think they're working on the transfer station still, but yeah, I'm curious to see how all that turns out. I hope it works out. I mean, I think it'll ultimately be a good thing for the island. Move people a little bit easier than buses and whatnot, and maybe help with the traffic and congestion. But they got to get the thing up and running first, so I feel like they should have just like built X amount of miles, got that piece up and running, operating it, and then maybe came back, and built on from there type of deal. I mean, I don't know the feasibility of that, but I just feel like if they could have like done some of it just to show the people like, hey, this is gonna help type of deal, maybe more people would be buying into it, and it'd get the funding it needs to make sure it gets finished and becomes operational one day. So yep, we shall see how that works out. Took a exit that I was gonna take yesterday, I took it today. See if it really made a difference. I don't really think it did, because this looks like it's not it doesn't look congested through here either. There's a few other bits of construction through here, so it might slow down a little bit, but maybe it won't be too bad. It'll stay pretty free flowing for me. But yeah, I mean, that was still, I mean, obviously I'm not to my destination yet, but the major part of my drive's over, and that took me 25 minutes. So, yeah, that's not bad, really. I mean, I think my commute, when I take the H1, I think it averages close to like 45 minutes. So, I don't know, might get a wild hair in me this afternoon, and I might actually try this road on the way home as well, just to kind of test it out, see what it's like in the afternoon, maybe. I mean, I have a feeling it's probably a lot more congested, but maybe not. I don't know. Rock it, I guess. Find out. But yeah, that's really about all I got this morning. So, later. Caught this news story online about, pretty sure it was a woman in Florida. We're gonna say Florida anyways, because it's either Florida or Texas usually that shit like this happens in. Anyways, Florida woman used a snake to hijack a car. Now, that's pretty creative. I'll give her that for sure. And I'll say this. I don't like snakes. I don't do snakes. I see a big lizard and I freak out. All right, or worm, whatever. Lizards too, actually. Reptiles. Let's just go with reptiles. But yeah, I'm not a snake fan. You know, I definitely try to avoid them. So yeah, if you came at me with a snake wanting my car, guess what? You're gonna get my car. You can get my house. I'll go empty my bank account out for you if you got a snake. All right, like, I'd probably be more terrified of a snake than the gun, like, straight up. But I was just like, man, what kind of drugs are you on where you're just sitting around and you're like, man, I got this snake, but I could really use a car. So I'm gonna use this snake to get me a car. It worked, so obviously they were good enough drugs. But man, I tell you, like, shit like that's crazy, right? Like, you can have some crazy ideas when you're fucking nuts. Some of them happen to work out. For this lady, I mean, she got a car for a little bit until she got arrested and all that stuff. But hey, I mean, she's famous now. Hijacked a car via snake. I don't know, that's... I mean, the more you think about it and you say it out loud, the more ridiculous it gets. But that's the society that we live in these days, folks. You can steal a car with a snake. It's actually opened up a little bit, so we'll see. Maybe the rest of the drive won't be too bad. Might actually turn out to have taken me about the same amount of time. That's ultimately my goal there. Just be within, you know, under an hour. I'm good with that. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's funny, over the years, like, my commute has just grown and grown and grown. For the longest time I lived on base and my commute was like 3 minutes. And then we moved off base and my commute was like 10 minutes. And then in Arizona, my commute was about 15 to 20 minutes. And now we live in Hawaii, and my commute is, as long as it's under an hour, I'm okay. I'm happy with that. But yeah, 45 minutes to an hour seems to be what it takes to get home. Most mornings, 30 to 45 minutes, just depending on when I get out of the house. If you leave 5 minutes late, that can be an extra 20 minutes on your drive, though. If I can pretty much consistently get out of the house before 6 or at 6, usually it's around about 35 minutes, 40. 6:05 though, you're talking 45 minutes easily to 50 plus. And then of course it all depends on if there's stalls, if there's wrecks, if it's raining, everything that goes into, you know, making traffic go slower, basically. But that's the nature of the beast, I guess. It's like that in a lot of places. It's not my favorite thing, but again, it's also it's not that bad. I mean, the drive itself doesn't bother me that much. It's just the losing that time. It's like, man, by the time I get home, you know, it could be 5:30, and then you're talking cook dinner, all that, eating everything, like, turn around before I know it, kids are getting in bed, and I'm doing a few things, trying to watch a TV show or something, and then time for me to go to bed as well. So I think it's more just that losing that time is what sucks more than anything. A lot of times the drive itself really doesn't bother me. I mean, it kind of helps me unwind after a day of work. I mean, obviously there are some days that I'm like super frustrated and just like, oh, I just want to get home, get me out of this traffic. But that could even be with, you know, a 10-minute, 15-minute drive. You can feel that way. So whatever. Yeah, but it's definitely opened up a little bit. So it's, you know, slow going at first, but it eventually starts flowing a little bit better. I mean, at this point, it's just more the traffic lights that are causing more of a slowdown than anything. So that, or buses that have to stop. So, but yeah. Oh, it doesn't help that I'm having to smell this rotisserie chicken. I'm getting kind of hungry as well. I've been like, man, I might just need to go ahead and pinch me off a little bit of this chicken. But I won't. I'll save it for when I get home. Well, in the home stretch now. Man. Almost there. Almost there. A little cluster here. A little bit of congestion, but it moves, so that's a good thing. So, all in all, good Tuesday. Drive wasn't too bad. Work day wasn't too bad. Hopefully the rest of the week treats y'all well. And yeah, later.